guys, it's Cloudy. How are you all? Today we're going to talk about something that occurs in a lot of dramas, animes, books, movies, series, and that is the love triangle. I wanted to take a few vlogs to talk about certain tropes that we see reoccurring a lot in different stories that we love. For the love triangle, it is a tried and true classic of the storytelling world, and it always adds a lot of conflict and friction to the story as well. So I've broken down the love triangle scenario into 4 possible scenarios with typically reoccurring events that surround 3 individuals who are romantically entangled. The first scenario includes a female protagonist at the center of the triangle with a childhood best guy friend and a mysterious newcomer that she bumps into. This mysterious newcomer can be a key figure in working out the conflict or mystery involved in the main storyline, or he can just literally be a guy that she bumps into that she has instant romantic feelings for. The dynamic here is that there's more of a novelty with the newcomer versus the childhood guy friend. Usually, in this case, the main female protagonist has never seen the childhood friend as anything more than a friend, even though he's pining after her. So there's a rivalry between 2 of the guys, and also there is a struggle for the childhood friend to be noticed as more than just a friend. Most of the time, the female character is pretty clueless in the middle of this, and the story tries to keep her outside the competition between these 2 guys. So it's like these 2 guys know that they both like the same girl, and they just try not to make their fight known to the girl. The second scenario I want to talk about is the flipped version of scenario 1, which has 2 girls and 1 guy. In these scenarios, the guy is typically aware that he has a female friend in his life that's really crushing on him. Maybe he's never seen her as anything more, and he just came to fall in love with the main protagonist. So the second female lead either comes off as really whiny, or she's pining after him, or running after him all the time, or she just comes off as a super possessive ex-girlfriend kind of character that thinks that the guy belongs to her even though he's never given her reason to feel that. She feels a sort of like claim over him. I feel like we see this a lot in dramas where the main girl is poor and then the other girl is like this rich girl, rich chaebol girl that belongs in the same world as the main guy, versus in the main couple, the rich guy falls in love with the poor girl because she's so different from all the people that he grew up around. So that dynamic is pretty popular in dramas and also certain anime. Scenario 3 is when there are 2 guys vying after a girl's affection, but these 2 guys become bros and they sort of have a bromance of their own. I saw this in Hometown Chachacha, where the 2 guys actually became friends before they realized that they both had a crush on the main girl character. And I also saw this recently in Alchemy of Souls in the bromance between the main guy character and the crown prince. And I always feel like the bromances are even more funny and charming to watch than the actual love triangle because they get along so well that it's kind of ridiculous for them to be fighting over a girl. And in this scenario, because the bromance is pretty important to the main guy character and also the second lead, most of the times when the second lead character sees that the main couple is getting together, he'll take a step back. And in this scenario, it feels like a pretty healthy way to address love triangles. I feel like in the past, dramas would rather default to the crazy ex or the jealous person with the unrequited crush because there's a lot more opportunity for like dramatic moments. But more often nowadays, I feel like for typical slice of life romance and city stories in dramas and anime, we're taking a step back from the crazy unrealistic love interest and defaulting to a more healthy, stable person who just comes to understand that, you know, these 2 people love each other, just let them be together. Scenario 4 is when the second female lead was a close friend or close colleague to the main guy. The guy in this scenario is also pretty clueless. It's another childhood friend dynamic, and she ends up being a sort of confidant for the main girl. Maybe the main couple are having their own issues because the guy doesn't want to open up, or there are some things that the main protagonist doesn't understand about the male protagonist. So in this scenario, the female childhood friend could step in and be a sort of guiding NPC to the female main protagonist character. I always think that love triangles are pretty overdone, but somehow when there's like more than 2 love interests, and there's like 3 or 4 different guys that are vying for the girl's affection. I think the harem setup, the reverse harem setup, is also pretty interesting to watch. The most memorable one I can think of is Moon Lovers, Scarlet Heart Ryeo, where there are all these different princes that were vying for IU's affection. I also feel like with a lot of different love interests, if the drama or series decides to go for a reverse harem kind of setup, we're able to see a lot more different relationship dynamics with the main female character and the other male leads or side characters. Actually, for love triangles, I feel like sometimes they relegate love triangles to side characters because there's more of a chance to create comedic setups rather than making a really dramatic love conflict between the main couple and the second lead. I always feel like love triangles come up in a lot of dramas or series that have modern settings, because in everyday life, how often do you have really intense external conflict? Either it's related to jobs or family or friendship or personal development. Some of the themes are a bit limited when it comes to modern settings. In fantasy or supernatural or sci-fi settings, there can be some sort of overarching grand conflict that requires world saving, fulfilling prophecies, universe saving action. So I feel like when it comes to those kinds of genres, there's more likely to be a huge external conflict rather than a romance-centered conflict. What I really want to see from the love triangle trope is I want to see all the characters be really likable. I don't mind that the first 2 characters that meet instantly fall in love. I don't mind that there's like a second lead syndrome where there's another character that's just pining and pining with his unrequited love and his crushing feelings. Like, develop their personality so that we as an audience can actually sympathize with them. We can understand the connection that he or she has with the main protagonist, rather than seeing just the main couple get together super quickly and then isolate this third person that's never gonna have a chance. I want to see the side characters have a real fighting chance at getting together with the girl, and I think that makes the dramas and series always extra spicy when we can see a real fighting chance from other characters. Also, I think that for second lead characters, if you give them a really like tragic backstory or some sort of like dark twist, I think it adds a lot to the story, because maybe the lack of returned feelings will give them a reason to backstab the main characters, or they decide to distance themselves from the main characters. Based on how the writing goes, I think there can be a lot of character potential for the second lead, sometimes even more than the main couple, because the main couple has a set goal and destiny. They have to save the world, solve the main conflict, fall in love, fireworks go off, everyone lives happily ever after. But there's definitely a lot more shades to the personality of side characters or second lead characters when things don't always go their way. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this informal rant I had about love triangles. What do you guys think about love triangles? They are the most die-hard, long-standing trope in storytelling, and I don't think it's gonna go away at any time soon. So let me know which ones you guys enjoyed the most from your favorite series and stories. I don't make these vlogs often, but sometimes when I get an idea in my brain, it just kind of jumps to a lot of different places, and it's a great opportunity for me to share those ideas with you guys. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in my next video very soon. Bye!